Hi everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today I'm going to be making a copycat WW friendly jambalaya. Not sure how it's pronounced. I'm sure I'm going to be saying it both ways, just all the way throughout the video. So I was going to make the Zatarans, which I have here. I was going to make this one. And I really do like this one, but since this is not made with brown rice, it's really not as purple plan friendly. So what I thought I would do is do the research, find a copycat recipe, and I think it comes from lifesoftomato.com. I think that's the name of the website I found it on, but I'll link that below so that you can find that. So I thought I would go ahead and start putting this together, but since brown rice does take a little longer and I didn't have instant brown rice, I went ahead and made my brown rice in my rice cooker, which I'll show you before we get started. And since that just got done, I thought we'd go ahead and throw this together. Now, I've had the jambalaya a couple different ways. I've had it with just chicken. I've had chicken and shrimp. I do have my sausages, my 4-point sausage links here. So I thought I would cut one of those up and put in there too. So not exactly sure how many points this is gonna be. I think it's gonna be super low in points though, so I'm really excited to make this today. I will do my best to tell you which items will have points on the other plans. And if I think about it and I can, do it easily, I'll try to calculate the points for all 3 plans, but don't hold me to that because it's getting to be super hard the longer that we get into this. So with that said, please give me a thumbs up if you like today's video and leave me some comments below. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you can keep up with me and all of my shenanigans here on my channel. So with that said, I'm gonna jump in, show you now the brown rice. I just made that in my rice cooker, and then I will talk about the spices and the measurements, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw this together because I am gonna have this for lunch today. Okay, so here are my spices that I'm gonna need, and I will do my best to try to talk through these as I go through. So this is for one batch. The recipe that I'm using does have the makings for 3 batches, but since I'm only gonna make one to make sure I like this first, I'm just gonna go ahead and make one. So we have 1 tablespoon of dried onion flake. This was the only onion I had, so I figured that would work. I needed 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. Please tell me I said 1 tablespoon of chopped onion, 1 tablespoon of parsley. And then it called for beef bouillon granules. I had this, so I used just a little over 1 teaspoon of the beef bouillon granules. Next up were some chives, and I'm trying to do the calculations in my head as I talk through. So I used about a half of a teaspoon of minced dried chives. Now for the celery flake, I used the same measure, about a half teaspoon. But for the celery flake, I did not have that. And I purchased that, especially for this recipe. So whatever, let me know what I can use for that. I mean, if there's other recipes that call for celery flakes that you know of, please leave a note in the comments because I'm definitely going to need to use that. I've never used it before, and my spice cabinet is out of control. I needed black pepper. I used a half teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a half teaspoon, little shy of a half teaspoon of garlic powder, and then it called for a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. I used probably 1/8 of a teaspoon, not my favorite spice. So those are our spices that I have on the plate in front of us. I thought this might be quicker than measuring out every single spice as I went through. So there's one more look at the spices, and here they are laid out on my plate. All right, so I'm gonna throw you back on the tripod and we are gonna start throwing this recipe together. Okay, so it said that you can go ahead and mix up all these ingredients so that you have your spice mix ready to go anytime you need it. So I have that ready. Now the day of cooking, we're going to need your rice. So if you're using regular rice, you would use uncooked long grain rice. But since I went ahead and made my brown rice in the beginning, I'm just going to go ahead and use that. So it calls for a 1/2 cup of green bell pepper chopped. I'm going to leave that out because I'm too lazy to use, to chop that up on my own. So half green pepper chopped, the spice mix. It calls for 8 ounces of tomato sauce. So I have that here. It's going to call for 1 pound of smoked sausage. So I have my Gilbert's sausage links. I'm going to go ahead and grab a second one. I didn't realize I needed a whole pound, so I think I'm just going to use 2 to keep this low in points. These Gilbert sausages are 4 smart points each, so, and that's on all plans. So far, all of our ingredients are 0. We're going to have 8 points of sausage. I'm going to go ahead and grab that out now so I don't forget that. Okay, 8 ounces of sausage, 8 points of sausage. What am I talking about? Okay, so that gives me 8 smart points of sausage. I have some leftover shrimp, just regular shrimp, so I'm just going to go ahead and thaw this out and throw this in at the last minute to warm that through. And then for chicken, I was going to go ahead and grab my chicken breast and make it, but then I remembered that I had the Tyson grilled chicken strips, and these were already, they're just frozen, so I'm just going to thaw those out and use those. I'm taking my shortcuts today, people. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw extra chicken in to accommodate the sausage, and then I'm going to add the shrimp in just because I think jambalaya is really good with shrimp. So I'm going to grab a pan, and we're going to start making this. Are you guys excited? I'm super excited. I know I ask you this all the time, but anytime that I can make a new recipe, I get super duper excited about it. So I'm going to go ahead and get these spices off the bat, grab my pan, and we're going to make us some jambalaya today. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is turn our pan on a medium heat. I did grab some cooking spray out so that I can spray my pan once that starts to heat through. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my sausage up into bite-sized pieces. And the good thing is with this sausage, if you want to change this up, right now, from my guesstimations, this is going to be 4 servings, 2 smart points per serving. If you wanted to have this to be 4 smart points per serving, you could just go ahead and add 2 more sausages. Now, if you are on the purple plan, the way that I'm making it today, it's going to be 2 smart points per serving. The box mix was 4 smart points for just the mix. So that did not count anything for the sausage or anything that I was going to put in there. So I think that's pretty good. I'm kind of excited. I'm excited. Now don't get me wrong. I am still going to use the box mix. I still have that. I still love it. I'm still going to use that, when I'm in a hurry and just want to throw something together, because I do like it. But it's nice to have a little bit of a variation, and especially since I'm going to take this for my lunch a couple of days next week, it's nice just to have a little bit of a variation to take at a lower point lunch. I know I almost cut myself, sorry. Lower point lunch so that you could save points for dinner. That's kind of how I work the plan. I like to save some points for myself for later on during the day. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and throw some cooking spray in there, and we are gonna start throwing this together. Sorry, I'm just gonna move you over a little bit so you can see what's going on. All right, we're gonna throw our sausage in. I'm gonna start taking some of these bigger pieces of chicken. Couple little pieces in here that I'm gonna get rid of. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the chicken in here, and then I will cut back. You know what I could do? Probably just break this right in here. A couple pieces are still a little bit frozen. All right, I'm just gonna do this, and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I thought I would wait till my pan started sizzling before I came back. That way we would save a little more time. So we're just going to go ahead and just try to get a little bit of color on our sausage. And I thought since my chicken was still a little bit frozen, it might be a good time to throw that in as well. It smells so good in here already. I'm telling you, once YouTube invents smell-o-vision, it's going to be a tough world for all of us. All right, we're just going to give that another minute, and then we'll start putting the rest of our ingredients in there. It's going to come together really quick. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to move all of my meat, and hopefully you can hear me over this. I'll try to talk a little louder. And I'm going to throw in 2 cups of rice, just to kind of heat that through just for a second. Then I'm going to throw on our tomato sauce right on top of our rice. And stir all that together. All right, next up I'm going to throw our spices in. Try to spread that around. All right, there we go. I'm going to give that another quick stir. Going to add in a little bit of water. I wasn't sure if I was going to need to, but I think that just a little bit of water is not going to hurt. Just to kind of give me a little more playroom with those spices. It smells really good. Those spices just really brought that up a notch. All right, so the last thing I need to do is I need to add in some of that shrimp. Stir that in. And again, you can use, you know, if you only want to make this with chicken, you could just make it with chicken. But I just thought since I was making it, I'm just going to go ahead and go for the gusto and put it all in together. All right, so there we go. All right, I'm going to let this cool down just for a few minutes, and then I am going to give this a quick taste test, so stay tuned. Okay, so here is our nice, yummy bowl of jambalaya. Doesn't it look delicious? I'm so excited. All right, so I'm going to give this a quick little taste test, and stay tuned. I'll let you know my thoughts. Okay, so here's one last look, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. I'm going to grab a piece of that sausage in there. Well, actually, I'm going to try the rice first. Oh, that's good. I mean, that's super good. Oh, I'm going to be one happy girl this week for lunches. So good. I cannot believe, hopefully I don't have anything. I cannot believe I haven't tried this before or thought about this before. So I'm going to jump off of here and I'm going to enjoy this while it's hot. Try this one. Try it, try it, try it. All right, again, let me know in the comments any questions. I'll get this posted right away. And I did mention my spices. Stay tuned. I'm going to film reorganizing and putting some type of order to my spice cabinet. So I'm going to film that one because I'm sure that maybe some of you have the same issue with your spice cabinet. So stay tuned. I will, I'm pretty sure I'll be posting this one before I post that one. Otherwise, I'll do a little vice versa and I'll just link it below. So if it's not linked below, just know that it's coming. All right, with that said, see you next time.